And good afternoon, and welcome to Through the Static. This is your host, Stephen the Medium, coming from the Cape, as Mark always says, the undisclosed Bat Cave somewhere on Cape Cod. So I hope everybody's having a amazing day on this Wednesday. I cannot believe it is June. It's just crazy. My birthday's just around the corner, June 14th, Flag Day, which I'm very excited about. And if you're wondering when is he going to introduce his other half, Coach Helix, well, I'm going to wait because I was just talking to Mark, who produces the show and has the jukebox, Mark's Jukebox right before my show. I just said to Mark, ask me where Helix is, and he said, where? And I said, well, the last time I seen him, he said he was going to just sit on the master bed for a minute, and then I went upstairs, walked through the master bedroom, and he was no longer sitting. He was laying down, and his eyes were shut. And then I started Facebook Live thinking he's going to come, and so I think he may still be upstairs, just napping. He probably just napped, didn't even realize he was going to nap. But that man works hard, and I said to Mark too that he made the best dinner right before the show started. He made salmon with asparagus and this incredible rice. You know me with food. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not going to be able to explain the rice, but chickpeas rice, and it is phenomenal and so healthy too. And he made these brownies, and very, very healthy brownies also. So we're doing good. We're very good. But I hope everybody's doing well. I did start chatting on Facebook Live, and I'm going to do the condensed version about what I wanted to share. So, which I think is pretty incredible for anybody who's listening. So I was explaining that over the past year, starting in COVID, and I do past lives readings. I was doing a past life reading, I think it was sometime in the fall of last year, and I usually, they as I start the past life reading and I start going through, what they do is they actually, Spirit brings me almost like a sort of like a movie projector, and they just, it sort of spins, and they stop me, and then they just start showing me the person I'm reading in that particular life, and then I start explaining with the intention, or the goal is to have these past lives explain to the person I'm reading why their lives are the way they are. It's amazing when I do past life readings. I think so, and how it connects with stuff that I don't know, like why someone is in a particular profession, or why someone thinks or feels like they always wanted to be a nurse and they never were, and the first past life is that they're a nurse. It's wild. It really is wild. But in any case, so I was doing one last fall, and I thought it was a fluke because it was the last past life, because I was getting close to the end of the reading, and I kept seeing the past life, but it looked exactly like the person I was reading, and I kept thinking to myself and trying to explain in my head as I'm doing this reading, how the heck do I have a sort of parallel past life? How is that possible? Why does this person in the past life look exactly like the person I'm reading? So I was very honest with the woman I was reading, and I told her, I was like, I've never seen this happen, but I gave what was going on in that past life, which I got to say was amazing. She loved it. So speed up till today, and over, I don't know, the course of last fall till now, 4 different people that I've done past lives. And the majority of what I do is people want readings. So I don't do a ton of past lives, but for 4 of them to have the same exact thing and have a parallel past life is incredible. And what I sort of found that was common in all of these past lives, the parallel past lives, the life was incredible. I didn't get that in any of the past lives. I mean, I got emotions, and I would say that if that this past lives that someone was an orphan and all and so I feel those emotions and I explain that. This one was different. This parallel past life. It was like I wanted to jump into the life because the life sounded and felt so amazing. It was just incredible, and I realized that all four of them that I've done, in the last one being 2 weeks ago, I did a past lives reading, same exact thing, and it was at the end. I think there was 3 women and 1 guy. I think the guy's his past life, the parallel was in the middle, I think. But in any case, and then I started, meditating and thinking, what is happening? I am on this journey with everybody else. In the bigger picture, I was saying on Facebook Live, I have not done this long. I mean, for me to actually to find out and start having spirit come to me in 2013. Like my first one reading was 2014, and I didn't do another reading until 2015. It's just it's not a long period of time, like a lot of mediums and psychics that know way more than I do. And so I was meditating and trying to figure this out. And what ultimately I found out, and I think I'm correct, is that what I was tuning into was the person's soul, which is incredible. Now, it's just because in a reading, as I'm in spirit, for me, it looks like it's a separate life, but it's in terms of the soul, it's not. Your soul is with you, right? Your soul is, each one of us has a soul, and our souls are within us, right? I always say that, like in the center of our stomach, always there. And what I realized was that if you connect with your soul, that is the life that you will have. And it was, again, I was going to use phenomenal again, but it was more than that, because what that life represented in each one of the 4 was that life was, as I tuned into it, was that person had the most meaning. They were so connected to their meaning of their life, their purpose, their happiness. They had grace. They were just connected to this earth and could see so much more than what they could see physically, which just again added to these incredible lives. I don't know if now that I think about it, I don't know if I am like talking like a lunatic. I feel like I'm just blabbing, and I hope it makes sense. But it was pretty it was remarkable. And then I started thinking, why am I being shown that? Like, why am I tuning into that? And I realized that part of these 4 people with past lives, when I look back at them, each one of them in these readings gave to me and gave feedback to me that they weren't in good places. They just felt as if they weren't in good places, and that, like, almost like, one said this, like, Stephen, this feels like there's a dark cloud above me that won't leave. Another one had a significant loss and was just talking about just being depressed. And, so I understand now why they showed me that parallel past life, in that, I have brought this up before, and what I'm realizing is that, when you look at me or you look in the mirror at yourself, what you see is really just the personality. I say it's that personality has a beginning. It's almost like a contract, a beginning date, and if you so allow, an end date. And that's what the personality has. We're born and we die, but the soul, the date of our death, the second of our death, the soul just stands and doesn't go anywhere. And I mean doesn't go anywhere in the sense of lives and keeps going, goes forward. So each one of us have had our souls way before we were born and way after we die. And ultimately, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is that if you can become aligned, if you can become in sync with your soul, then your time here will have a completely different perspective than if you're not aligned with your soul. Meaning, you will tap into that, like 100% gratefulness, happiness, meaning, purpose, and all these gifts that we're here. Each one of us are here for a reason, right? We have like an agenda, each one of us, and you're not going to be able to see that agenda unless you get in sync with your soul. It was something I wanted to share with people, and just thought that, even if one person got it or understood it, and it made sense, and I'm sure it's more than one person that's listening that hears this, and but I think I'm going to do maybe a class or so on this, because I'm sure some people are like, okay, Stephen, but how do you get aligned with your soul, right? Like, how do you do it? And which is a very valid question. So, look at it, just the first half or first quarter of the show without the Puerto Rican just flew by, and I'm just waiting to hear snoring through my headphone where he is. But like I said, he works really hard, and if he's taking a nap, he's going to be tired, and I am going to let that boy sleep. So it's 5:15. I'm going to take my first break, and when I come back, 508-222-1320, I'm going to start doing what I am here to do and love. I'm going to start taking your calls. So we will be right back. Oh, he is? Maybe he's sleepwalking, Mark. Where's Elix?
Did you say anything?
I'm like, that's a good question, Ailish.
Did you say anything about my sister?
No.
Okay.
And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium. And lo and behold, guess who's here?
I am here. I was trying to get here, but the system wouldn't allow me to log in. So
you know what the system is? His sleeping. That's the system, right?
Well, that's not very fair, I got a lot going on, and you know it.
Hey, that's why I left you alone. And listen, that's how nice I am. I didn't even bother you, so I should get some credit, right?
You get all the credit in the world.
Yes, but I did tell people. Oh my God, I think I told Mark that, and I didn't tell everybody that you made an incredible dinner. So, but I got to get to the calls because I know people are waiting. So let me go to the first caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi,
Hello?
Stephen. It's JJ.
DJ?
JJ.
Oh, JJ. How are you, JJ?
I'm okay. How are
So,
you?
I'm good too. And JJ, thank you for calling. JJ, is someone? The first thing I hear when I connect to you is lavender or purple or lilacs or lilies. Or is there a purple or pink connection to you, or like the flowers, lavender or a purple flower?
Well, they were my mom and my grandma's favorite, the lilac and the purple.
And mom and grandma
Mine too.
and your mother and grandmother are crossed?
Yes.
Wow. This is like a 2-for-1. Like they give me something to hit to make sure you know that your mom and your grandmother are stepping forward, which I love. And your mom just steps forward and just gives you a big hug. But wait, you have a brother?
Yeah.
But is he crossed?
Yeah, he just passed away a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, maybe.
Oh my God, he's here. He just came flying in and was like, JJ, I'm here. His energy and spirit is incredible. So he must have been the most loving, biggest, like big-hearted guy in the physical world, because I love him. And he's very empathetic and just loves just loved life, and just said, JJ, the first thing in the main thing you've got to remember is you now have a guardian angel. I'm with you every second. And he JJ, you're oh my God, everyone's screaming. Like your grandmother's screaming. Oh my God, all we wanted her to know is her brothers watching her too. They're very, very excited about it. But who's the A, the Ann or Anthony or the A name? I
have an Uncle Anthony. You actually mentioned him the last time I spoke to you too.
Did you call the radio show?
Yeah, this is like the second time I got through to you.
Well, then JJ, you were meant to. So, but is Uncle Anthony here or crossed?
He is crossed.
Wow. So just a lot of people coming through. And you know something, JJ? Your brother just showed me holding what looks like, he keeps holding like his it looks like a chain or a pendant. Do you wear something like a necklace or a pendant, or did he? Why does he keep showing me this? It almost looks like a cross.
Well, I made this. I took a couple of roses out of this bundle from his wake, and what I did was I put it in a jar with these glass rocks and some shells, and I had this cross with little beads around it, and I placed it around the jar with the rose inside.
Oh my God. And this was for your brother?
Yeah.
Wow. So no, JJ, when you were doing that, how wild, if you step back and think about it, how wild is it that he is saying, I'm bringing this up, JJ, because I was standing like right next to you when you did it, and hugging you. He's a big hugger. I don't know if he was here, but
yeah.
He keeps hugging me. I never get, this is so cool, I never get Spirit hugging me, but JJ comes right up to me, puts his arm around me, he's like, you need a hug? He's like, I hug everybody.
That's my brother. That's who he is. He was great. He has a big heart and so loving. I miss him so much.
Wow, I love it also. And he keeps talking about Michael or Mark or Michelle. There's an M name he keeps referencing. I don't know if this is first name, middle name, and I don't know if this is someone living or crossed, but I think it's living, JJ. There's a really, really strong M name. So if it doesn't come, JJ, just keep it with you. Sometimes it could be that he's bringing up someone that's connected to him, but he also he keeps showing me one. Well, did he have kids?
Um, well, I have a stepson. Well, he's my ex-stepson. His name's Mark.
Oh
That's
my
my
God.
son's stepbrother, and my son just went. He enlisted in the Navy, and he just left today for boot camp.
Oh my God.
And I've been praying to my brother and my mom and dad, and my grandmas and grandpas, and just to watch over him and protect him.
I,
You
I
know,
don't
but
I don't think you have to worry, JJ, about that. Honestly, I really don't think you're going to have to worry about that because you've got a very strong connection, and and the fact that your brother just said, the great thing about my sister is she doesn't just pray, but she also knows, like in her gut, like she knows in her heart that we will really take care of him. Like it's not just praying and then saying, "Oh, I hope, I hope, I hope." There's got to be something in you, JJ, that knows. Maybe it's your connection with spirit, that there's a part of you internally that knows that they are going to take care of him, and that's the reason why they brought up Mark. It's just part of the family. And is it just one step child?
yeah, just one, and he's very close. My son's very close to him.
Wow, and I
And
love
he was
that.
in the army also, in the army. So but
Wow, wow.
yeah, and it's funny because when I dropped him off yesterday in Boston, on the way home, I looked out the window and I saw this cloud on top, and on the bottom of the cloud, it was a heart.
Wow.
It was the shape of a heart. And many years ago, when I prayed to my dad when I really needed him, one day I was standing there and I saw this little light in the sky, and it moved closer. And as I looked up, it was this huge, beautiful, perfect, bright heart in the sky. So
Wow. Wow.
it was beautiful, and I'll never forget it.
JJ, your father just said to me, and I know that I haven't even spoken about him yet, but your father just said to me, make sure JJ knows, and for you and everybody else who's listening, is that Spirit will, and we can do this too, but Spirit will assign specific signs to know it's specifically a particular person. So clearly your dad has a connection with hearts. That it's you were praying for dad the first time. Now you saw a heart when you dropped your son off. So just know the great thing, JJ. Just know that every time you see a heart, know it's dad. And if you want then to say, well, I need something about that I know when it's mom, you can actually assign something. You can assign a feather, a bird, a coin. It doesn't matter. So that's how it works.
It's weird. Okay, it's funny because I did pray when my brother passed away. I said, Dave, come to me and, a bird, a blue jay or a cogno. I said, you know what? I said, a butterfly would be nice. I said, not that I ever see them. And then that day I went out there was a little white butterfly that went right by me. And I'm like, oh, so I try to stay connected with them.
Yeah, well, not try. You definitely are connected, and I love the fact that I got to do this for you. So, JJ, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Stephen. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Same here. Lots of love to you, JJ. And you know what? Let's take a break so that I can get that out of the way. And when I come back, I'll start continuing calls. So we will be right back. I bring up my event. I didn't even do that on Facebook Live.
Do it before anything else.
And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium with Coach Elix. And just as a reminder, this Sunday, there are a few tickets left. I will be at the Sagamore Inn on the Cape doing my first live event outside in this beautiful area behind the restaurant with this gorgeous tent. And I am so excited. It's been over a year since I was able to actually see people in person. And this is going to be phenomenal because I will be not only doing readings, but also giving notes at the end of the readings. So go to stephenthemedium.com/Sagamore if you're interested, and don't miss out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I think I think the VIP tickets are gone, but I think, but you can still get tickets. So let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, Stephen. It's Vivian.
Vivian, how are you?
I'm good. Yay. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm excited I get to speak to you. So, Vivian, the real wild thing is, my first call was JJ, and her brother David came through, and David has decided that he's going to be also next to Elix, going to be my co-host, because I hope maybe JJ's still listening, because David just said, I didn't know who was my next caller, you, and David just said to me, your next caller has the biggest heart in the world, is the most sensitive, beautiful, biggest heart, and just wants peace. It's just really cool that how he's giving that as a validation. So with that said,
what a love.
I love it. I love it. It's what a compliment to you, Vivian. So okay. There's a grandmother. Is your mother's mother crossed?
Yes.
So okay. There's a grandmother on mom's side, but then I almost said there's a grandfather, but this is not. This is a dad. So your dad is crossed?
Yes, he is.
So know that your father and oh my God, but your father's mother also, there's a grandmother on your father's side stepping forward too. So just make sure you know that both grandmothers, but your mom is still here, right, Vivian?
Yes, she is.
When I ask in spirit, and if I don't hear the voice, then I usually know that means that they're still here. So, what are they talking about? Someone is, Vivian, who was very good with wood? Somebody is whittling something. I can see somebody is and I can hear like a saw. Was somebody connected? Somebody connected to you, either living or cross, that was very good with wood?
No, I just built a wooden table in my backyard.
What? Oh my God.
And I was sewing and sanding and priming and the whole thing.
Wait. You mean you actually built a table?
Yes, a wood table. Yes.
Vivian, you are multi-talented. I can't believe. I love your dad so much, because your father just said, listen, my daughter has a lot of people here, but I want to make sure that I'm very clear that validation came from Dad. So your father just said he was with you your father, I can feel that he's with you every second of every day. Your father's just with you. But he just said to me how proud he is, and how cool is it, Vivian, that he wanted to start with that and bring up this table, this wood that you just made, which is wild, which is so incredible. And he just said to me that just keep in mind, Vivian, that when you were doing it, at some point he said that he made, and I know this may be difficult to go back and think about, but he came through you. Like he said that something odd happened at some point when you were doing that. I don't know if he's talking about like goose pimples or like just a feeling of someone's there, or because he said my daughter got my message that I was there. So just, maybe just go back and think about that or so. But it's just a really great way that he's giving that as a validation. And was somebody very religious?
I believe we somewhat all are in my family, so it's hard to pinpoint, but I am.
Well, the reason why I ask, and I don't know what religion, but someone keeps showing me, someone keeps showing me the Last Supper. I keep seeing a picture of the Last Supper, and I keep seeing Mother Mary, like, to the right of it. So, by the way, Vivian, is there a Mary or Marie or connected to you?
Yes. So my mom is Maria, and she does a lot of praying for Mother Mary.
Wow. I love that your dad and everybody else is bringing it up as a validation. And your father, though, just also keeps putting his thumbs up, and your father just said to me, tell my daughter that she is in the best place she's ever been internally, like just how you feel about yourself, and I know it's also because you're also very, very connected to spirit, but I don't know what you've done, but you've beefed it up, like I talked about connecting to your soul, and clearly somehow, some way you're doing that, Vivian. So it's pretty incredible, and your dad's just giving that as a validation. But whatever. Did you ever meditate?
Yes, kind of often.
So I love just, based on what your father's showing me and the energy I'm feeling with you, just keep doing what you're doing, because whatever it is, it's just bringing you into such your own path and your purpose and all of that. So, what people forget about is when you get to that place, you also have the ability to see even more signs. So, and I keep seeing wings. Your father says, don't forget the birds or the butterflies or the dragonflies. There's something with wings.
Yes, so I think it's all connected to this backyard because, I do a lot for the birds. I just like the nature, so I have a little birdhouse, and I think that part of nature brings me to my spirituality, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But yeah, there was, I don't know if I can tell you this, but there was a moment that I was just right where I have this table, and I was drinking a cup of coffee outside, and as I took a sip of the coffee, and it brought me to a memory like I was back home, and I tasted, but I wasn't myself, I was him. I cannot explain. I cannot explain, but it wasn't me who was sipping and tasting it, it was him. And then when you were saying that, there was these, wasn't it what you were trying to tell me at the beginning, that there was a moment that he was me?
Yes. Well, your dad was the one that was telling to bring that up, that something happened that was connected to him, and that's why he wanted me to validate that.
Yeah, that's something happened that day, that morning.
Vivian, that's incredible. It's incredible that it also is it's aligned with what your father was also talking about how your whatever you're doing, you're strengthening. That's your father just gave me that word. You're strengthening your connection to spirit, and the fact that you had that experience and felt like that, like it was not you. I got to tell you, Vivian, that's amazing. That is really, really amazing, because that's almost like it is. It's morphing. There's a term for it in spirit. I remember when I was first realized I was a medium and I was taking classes. I can't think. It's not called morphing, even though that means the same thing. But there's a word for it. I can't remember. But it really is exactly what you just talked about. It's when your father actually comes in like sort of into your energy and sort of like takes over, and it's all about making sure you know how much he loves you, and that for him to do that, it just means that how much he adores you, how much he knows you miss him. And that, I mean, for him to bring that up and then you to explain that to me, that's wild, Vivian. That's pretty wild.
Because I didn't know what happened. I've been trying to figure that out. But it makes sense. And it's all in the same area. The same exact area. I was outside taking just a moment to take a deep breath and meditate on my own. And when I looked down, I saw like a rock that was like a white heart.
Wow.
It's all kind of in the same. Yeah, that's great.
Vivian, I'll just tell you this quickly to give you an example. A number of years ago, after Elix's father, which is kind of ironic that his anniversary, Elix's dad's, my husband's dad's anniversary is coming up June 20th. But after he passed away, we were back here in the States in New England, and because he passed away in Puerto Rico, and we were talking about him. We were on the deck, and Elix is listening, so I'm sure he can attest to this. And Elix's dad did the same thing that your dad did to you, only to one of our little dogs, little Ricky, who we call him the spirit dog because he's very, very connected. He knows when spirit's here. He knows prior to spirit coming. And out of nowhere, Vivian, little Ricky's cheeks started swelling up. It was the most incredible thing. And of course, we got very nervous. Like, did he get stung by a bee? Did he have a reaction? And they swelled up really, really big for just seconds, and then just went right back down. And Elix's dad, because of the medication he was on before he crossed, his whole entire face, his cheeks were completely swollen. And it was a way that Elix's dad used little Ricky to sort of morph into him and to say, I have gone nowhere to Elix. I'm here with you. I'm your guardian angel, just like your dad did with that feeling of you feeling it's not you. It just gave me goose pimples, Vivian. So thank you for that.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, thank you.
I love it, and I got to hit a break. So, Vivian, thank you so much for calling. It was so great to talk to you, and I will leave you with lots of love.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Vivian. Bye-bye. And you know what? We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium with Coach Elix. And let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this? Hi, who's this?
Hello,
Hi, who's this?
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to get to speak to you. So, Amanda, let me just tune in and see what is going on with Miss A here. Amanda, someone keeps talking about a tree or a plant or a bush. Do you remember something, Amanda, of somebody either planting a tree or like a bush, or for somebody, or like someone crossing and someone taking their plants? Do you have any idea what they're talking about?
No.
Yeah, why did I know you were going to say no? So I know, but I could tell by I'm like, I think you're going to need more information. But actually, someone just said pointed to that when they point to the forehead, it just means it's there, it's in there. There's something very specific or special about some kind of tree. I don't know if this is like a flowering tree, or if there was something like, growing up there was this really beautiful tree, or there was a swing on a tree. Just make sure you keep it with you, or someone was planting a tree. But there's something there with that. And who's the father figure for you that's in spirit?
Father figure for me that's in spirit.
Is your dad living?
My dad is alive.
Okay, so it's either would be do you have a father-in-law who's crossed?
No.
Okay, so then it's got to be a grandfather. And I heard John, Jim. Who's the G or J name?
I have an older cousin, John, who's passed, who was like the older brother to me. And
I
have
love
an Uncle Jimmy, who's passed as well.
Wow, that's kind of funny. John, Jimmy, they're both here. Your cousin, though, is out of control. Jimmy, is that his name? The cousin?
John.
John is nuts in a good way. He's just nuts.
Yeah.
He just stepped forward and just like screamed. He was like, Amanda, like he's screaming in my ear, like, Amanda. He's just always around you and always with you. And he also where also is Bob or Barbara or Bill? Who's the B? Or Brian? This a really strong B. Nothing that comes to you?
No.
All right, so just make sure you hang on to it, Amanda. Your cousin and uncle both are yelling this really. It feels like it's Bob, Robert, or Bob. Or Barbara. It feels that way. And remember, Amanda, it can be either living or crossed. But let me tell you something. There's a baby. There's a boy in spirit. Somebody lost a baby. So I don't know if this is like a miscarriage, if this is an abortion, but there's a boy that's just jumping all over the place and is around you.
Okay.
So I don't know if that makes sense, but just if it does, great. If it doesn't, just keep it with you. But he's very, very close to you. So and what's the two? I mean, does someone have two kids? Are you one of two? Like, what's two?
I have two kids.
Oh, yeah, he's really close to you because he keeps pulling on your shirt. He keeps like yanking it. And also talking about, is one of the kids' name like an A?
No, but could be pronounced like an A.
Well, what is the name?
It's Elijah, but we always call him Elijah.
Oh, that's why I was picking up, because I don't see letters, I hear them. So wow, so I love that you caught that and got that. So it's just this little one, just giving that as a validation. And someone's got a rose or a flower tattoo.
I do.
So
I have a rose.
He's given that as a validation to you. I don't know who this little one is, but is adorable and keeps saying how much he loves Amanda. How much I love you. I love you. I just keep hearing I love you. So whoever, I hopefully, if you don't know, you'll understand at some point. So he just gives that validation. And Amanda just keeps saying, I keep hearing also, Amanda, just, it's not just him. There's a lot of people here in spirit, but I just keep hearing, Amanda, just hold on. Hold on, that things, and again, this doesn't mean that things are horrible, but I just keep hearing things get better. Things get better. Things get better. And there was also substance abuse connected somewhere. I don't know if someone had substance abuse issues, got sober, but I can feel like I'm not in my right mind. So there's got to be something connected somehow, friends, family, that someone's given me as a validation. I don't know if you understand that or not.
Yeah, I do.
Well, as long as you got it, and just know you got, Amanda, keep this with you. You've got a lot of loved ones in spirit that are taking care of you, and just remember that. And just remember that what they said. I keep hearing, hold on. So that's a biggie, and make sure you listen to them. Remember, they see the future. They know what's going on. So make sure you listen to them. So I'm short on time, Amanda. I gotta end this, but thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so much. You have a great night.
Oh, you too, Amanda. Lots of love.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And let me get to the last caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hello?
Hi, this is Steven.
This is Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good. So, Natalie, let me tune in. Natalie, do you remember somebody that used to watch? And my mother used to call them the stories, but like soap operas. There's somebody that keeps. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Natalie.
That's my mom watches soap operas, but I'm not sure who.
Wait a minute. So your mom is here.
Yeah, my mom's living.
So it can be either past, present. I know I said it in the past sense, but it's because somebody, obviously I'm talking to dead people, so it's someone who's crossed, that's stepping forward, someone keeps just, and I'm going to figure out who it is, just keeps hugging you. But if your mom, it's not, I don't think there's many soap operas left, and, but the fact that your mom still watches them, I just heard that and gave that as a validation. There's something with somebody's eye. Something I keep hearing. Is your mother's, whose grandmother is this? This is a grandmother who's crossed.
Both of my grandmothers have crossed.
Okay, I thought it was your mom's mom, but I got to be honest, then It felt like Dad's mom, so I think both of them are stepping forward. And Natalie, you know what it feels like? It feels like someone punctured or had pink eye in one eye. I have a patch on my eye. There's something wrong with one of my eyes. Either somebody living, somebody crossed, and I don't know if this is a long time ago, if this is current, but it feels as if somebody, and this may not be the exact way it happens, but it feels the outcome is that somebody like maybe hits their eye, or there's something wrong with one eye. So I don't know how that fits or works, but just make sure you keep it with you, because these grandmothers keep giving it as a validation, because it almost makes me feel like one eye is looking a different way. Sometimes people have, one eye that may be a little bit off.
Uh-huh.
And
well, my aunt, my mom's sister, she lost her eye to cancer.
Oh, my God. But is she here or crossed?
She's crossed.
Wow. So this is an auntie for you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love it, Natalie. I love, not that auntie lost her eye, even though she's laughing at me, laughing about it. And she said, tell my niece I got both eyes now. I could have 5 eyes if I want. she's very, very funny. But she just wants to make sure you know that she's here with you, and around you. And I also keep hearing the G, George, Jim, Jane, John. There's a GJ name she keeps talking about. Somebody either living, somebody crossed.
Jim was her husband. He's living.
Wow. Oh my God, how cool is it that your aunt wants to give a validation to her husband, Natalie? How wild is that? And
that is so cool.
You know what's really cool too for you is that I don't know who it was. I don't know the last caller, or the one before. I don't remember how I was. I think it was Vivian. It was Vivian that I was talking about how connected she is. And the more I tune into your energy, the same thing is happening, that it feels as if over the past year or 6 months, Natalie, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it could be a lot of different things. It could be something that, is unexpected happens, or you're just more focused on spirit, or like more focused on internally who you are. But all I know is that you've got a lot of growth, and you've got a lot of new connection to spirit. So make sure you keep it with you. And if you don't meditate, that may not be that may be a wise thing.
Okay.
So just make sure, because you've got something in there, and again, spirit doesn't tell us what to do. If you're interested in it, I think it would be a very wise thing to see. Even if you meditate like a couple of minutes, it doesn't have to be a long meditation, and just see if you. Well, I was going to say if you see the changes, but no, you just observe what happens. I think you'll find incredible things, Natalie.
Okay.
Just make sure you keep it with you. And I am way over. The show's going to end and hang up on us. So thank you so much, Natalie, for calling, and I leave you with lots of love.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So the show is done. It goes by so fast. So Elix, first tell everybody about you, where they can find you, what's going on with you.
They can find me at Coach Elix on Instagram, in any social media, and they can find me also this Sunday with you at the event. So if they want to see me, they gotta come see you.
I should be using that, and how dumb am I? People love you. I should have that as the lead of the promotion is Elix will be there, and so watch. I will sell out tonight once we've said that, and don't forget your show on Friday.
And that's right, Friday we are gonna be celebrating Pride Month.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and with the three gays, you, me, and our producer Mark.
Yeah. Unless well, never mind. I was going to say something, but
be nice, Elix, to Mark. So, and Mark, who we're talking about, that produces both our shows, who we love, and these shows wouldn't happen without him, does his show right before mine, 3 to 5, Mark's Jukebox, and even the Angels are playing music for Mark. Listen, oh, can you hear it? But check his today's show was really cool. He always has themes, or sometimes has themes, so it's a really good thing. We have not seen Mark in ages because of COVID, and we're making plans to see him and his mama, and I'm really excited. So remember, go to my website, stephenthemedium.com/Sagamore to purchase tickets for Sunday. It is at noon at the Sagamore Inn at the Cape, or down the Cape, and the cool thing is it's right over the bridge. Christmas tree shop is right there, so you can do a little shopping, and I mean everything is beautiful on the Cape right now. Sunday won't be a lot of traffic at noon, so come on down. You get to see me in person. I'll do readings. I'm going to give notes, and you get to see Elix. So, and the last thing I'll say is we will not be back until 3 weeks. We are going away, and unfortunately, the way it falls, we're going to miss 2 Wednesdays. So we will follow us on social media, because you'll keep track of us, and we will be there. So again, everybody have a great afternoon. Lots of love to everybody, and we will see you soon. So bye-bye.